my horse ready to go team rope in the arena. I got my horse saddled, he's booted up. Now I have to put his bridle on him. Technically, you don't have to have a tie down. I personally like a tie down just because it will keep his head from going so high up. So when I am leaning forward, swinging my rope, his head doesn't come up and get in my way. I'm not saying I want it sucked all the way down, but I don't want him up in my business either. I want him just to be relaxed, but not in my way, not interfering me. Okay, now bridling my horse. I always untie him from the fence or whatever, just because if I go start taking his halter off and like I don't get my fingers in the way, if he pulls back and I got a finger and it sucks down tight, but that's just me. Okay, the tie down goes over his nose and the top goes around his ears. And then I always like to keep his mane separated. I don't know, I'm just weird like that, I can't help it. And then a roping bridle. This is a blessing. These are roping reins. Roping reins are one continuous rein. Like split reins, you'll basically what it looks like two of these. Split reins go from one side of the bridle. They're just a long piece of leather that goes to your hand and go down. And then there's another one from the other side of the bit, goes to your hand and goes down. Just where those are usually shown like Western Pleasure, reining, etc. But we're roping, we want like a roping rein. So when we put it in our hand, we have our rope here and our reins here, just so we can steer. This folds over, it's out of our way, doesn't interfere with us while we are chasing the cow, swinging our rope and stuff. So when I bridle my horse, I will put the reins over his head, the headstall over his nose. I will take my right hand and grab the headstall. I will grab the bit with my left. A lot of horses normally just will take the bit from taking it for so long, but I will take my thumb into the corner of his mouth and I can open his mouth for him, allowing the bit to go in and be where it needs to be. Apparently I rode this on something else last. This is for his ear. It's a split headstall. It goes over that right ear behind his left. The piece of leather goes through the buckle and I will put it into a hole. I chose this hole because if you see here, his corner of his cheeks aren't just they're not bunched up. His skin is still pretty flat. That's where I would like my bit to sit in his mouth. Now moving on to the tie down part, putting the tie down on. Your tie down will connect to the front cinch of the front D of the front cinch. It goes through his front legs and it connects basically where you're next to your breast collar. As you see here, he can still raise his head up. He's a little more energetic on some days, so right now it's a little bit tighter, but you can take your tie down. You can loosen it by adjusting. This hasn't been adjusted in a while, so it's a little stiff. I can adjust that tie down, which I just made it shorter. And that horse can now raise his head up higher, and he's still not being interfered with, and he should still be out of my way with his head being that high up.